I asked you what obstacle you've had to overcome, and yours is such an unexpected obstacle.
Oh, really?
Because it's anxiety and hypochondria.
Oh, it's not that uncommon, I think, in medics.
Really?
Well, actually, I don't know. My theory is that medics go one way or the other. They either think they're sort of invincible, or they're quite, or they worry quite a lot. That's just a theory. I haven't done any research on that.
There's no data.
There's no data. No, but when I was a medical student, I mean, literally, apart from obs and gynae, every firm I went round, I thought, I've got all this, I've got that, and that, and that. And a paediatrist, I suppose, didn't have that. And it was a real problem because, you know, then I went through a period of getting investigated for everything. And I had to then back off and really work it out. And a couple of people have really helped me. So it's just very simple. It's not called hypochondria anymore, apparently. I found out this week. It's called health anxiety.
Oh, I see.
Did you know that?
I see. Okay.
I was still called hypochondria. But so I've now got a bit better. And I'm not allowed to react to a symptom for a week.
Okay. Well, do you think, it made me think, are you someone who likes to eyeball your fears? Stand-up comedy is a different kind of fear, right? It's a real fear of the unknown, of how people are going to react. Do you think the facing up to the health fear, let's call it health fear, not health anxiety.
Health anxiety.
Do you think you like to eyeball those things and know as much as possible?
I think I did. So I hated, if once it was in my head, I had to have the answer. I had to have it. I couldn't deal with it's a chance. And then the other thing, so then a GP friend of mine said, well, good health is just inadequate medical investigation. Oh! Which is a great line because if you keep looking, you'll find something. And it'll probably be nothing. It'll probably be just a normal variant. But once you've spotted it, then you'll end up having another test and another test. And some of the tests have side effects. And then you'll end up, So there is a problem with keeping looking and always wanting an answer. And how often do you have a scan? Do you have it every year, every month? So I had to really think that when he said that, I thought, oh God, yeah, I've got to stop this and learn to live with the possibility. But it is a balance, isn't it? I mean, on the other hand, I don't want to, I'd rather get stage 1 prostate cancer than stage 4 prostate. So I haven't really got the answer.
And that would be about being vigilant and early detection.
So detecting early. But you've got to draw a line. You've got to find that's why screening is so difficult because you can cause an awful lot of anxiety and then you might not be able to, you've got to show that you can improve outcomes to make it worthwhile. So, I don't know what the answer is.
How does that show up in your life? For example, you're a parent. So does your health anxiety extend to your children and your family?
They all think I'm an anxious wreck, and quite rightly. My wife is the opposite, interestingly. So she's very calm about her health. The bit that I struggle with my kids is food, is sugar, is ultra processed food and sugar.
Interesting.
Because they're now at secondary school. They walk to school, and they go into a shop on the way home, and you can't see an apple. You know what I mean? There's no. It's all crisps and they're fine, and I'm clearly overreactive about it, but it's not. It doesn't feel healthy, and that was I was thinking about. Oh, you'll come on to it later. But the thing I was wrong about was obesity. That's my biggest wrong thing so far that I've discovered in my life.
Oh.
But yeah,
we'll come on to that because that is really interesting. But I do think the ultra processed food thing, because you also said this, how you ate and drank in your younger years. I'm exactly the same. I look back and think, oh my goodness, why was I not more vigilant? Why didn't I make good choices? Because I didn't. Yeah.
So I was thinking about this on the way here because I've read what I'd written, and so I've got mixed feelings about it. So the part of me, so I was an anxious kid, And when I went to university, there was a, university medical student culture, you can imagine. And it was amazing to me. And I made the best friends I've ever made. I had the best time. But it definitely involved alcohol. Alcohol was a big part of it. And it took off quite a lot of my anxiety for a few years. And so, there's a bit of me thinking, I don't know. I don't know what it would have been like without the alcohol, but I definitely know that I enjoyed it, and these friends have been friends for life, and we've all come out okay-ish. But on the other hand, I look back at the wasted time and the possibly long-term effects. My mum's just died of dementia.
I'm sorry.
Well, she wasn't a big drinker, but it just made me think, yes, you made silly choices, and so I'm very torn about it. I do regret. I could have calmed down a bit sooner, I think.
Yeah, I was a student in the 90s, and so there was headbanging and drinking.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Like the worst combination.
Exactly.
And
same.
There's just absolutely. I just look back and think it was a great time. It was incredible, but at what cost? Because it's those things that you do that you just do them out of instinct. You do them because everyone else is doing them. And then you get the information later in life, and you do have to ask yourself, would 18-year-old Emma, would 18-year-old Jim have made the same decisions if we had the information? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of did know. Did I know? No, I suppose I didn't know, because you think, trying to tell my kids, and you sort of think, well, you can't, in a way you've got to do it, haven't you? And my daughter's incredibly, because I'm you mustn't smoke and you mustn't this, you just regret it. You'll just regret it. And she goes, yeah, I know, Dad, but that's what you do when you grow up, isn't it? And I think, oh, okay, maybe you're wiser than me about it. Yeah, I regret it to a certain extent, but I sort of accept it.
Yeah,
and it was good fun, wasn't it?
It was good fun, and it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning process. So
exactly.